What's good, y'all? This is GREGNWMN, Southern California-based recording artist and performing artist. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to each person whom is taking the moment to find a certain level of bravery within themselves and also find a certain level of understanding of the topic at hand to be able to take a sense of reasonable action and actual strong approach, especially when it comes to being so passionate about certain topics, and especially when it comes to not necessarily being disillusioned by everything that you see taking place now. I think it's very easy to kind of get lost in the wave of information. I think it's very easy to get lost in following the next person, just because there's also this thought of not necessarily wanting to be left behind or feeling as though that something needs to be done, but you're not exactly sure how you exactly want to do that thing. I think it's way more important to understand where you stand, and it's way more important to understand how you can have the most powerful effect on the people that you know, and also kind of have the most powerful effect in terms of how you view life and how you view your perspective. How are you treating the people whom are creating this infrastructure around you? How are we treating Black creatives? How are we treating people whom look like myself and look like my family? How are we treating each other? Is there a way that we could possibly benefit society on a scale much deeper than we once considered, putting in consideration that, you know, a lot of us have different sides of our own personality to kind of satiate the fears that society might have when it comes to having a conversation with us, when it comes to experiencing what some might characterize as the Black experience. So I understand how there's a lot of this finally coming to light. There's injustices that have taken place all throughout time that have never really got their just due, but are finally being focused on and finally being honed on with the levels of new technology that are finally taking place, which is a beautiful thing. But at the same time, I don't want to necessarily have people get lost in the fact that they can kind of bandwagon on a topic or bandwagon on a way of thinking that makes them feel as though they're obligated to do something, but their heart is not in it. I think it's incredibly important to be hyper authentic with the way that you feel. I think it's incredibly important to be hyper authentic when it comes to taking your emotional energy that's based in the thought of something needs to be done and taking that emotional energy and transitioning it into actual tangible action, and taking the power away from those who just feel as though they want to only be a reactive element in this political landscape and then be more of an action-based element in this landscape. Because you're going to find a lot of people whom are just posting for the sake of posting. You're going to find a lot of people who are just protesting and holding the sign for the sake of protesting and holding the sign. And then you're going to have some people who are silent but doing more work than people who are doing the previous other two things just because they know where to apply pressure. It's like a full fist punching a section of the body and then one person hitting a pressure point with two fingers. One can deactivate the whole body and one can damage that section, but it's two different types of impact. So I would definitely urge everybody whom is taking a moment to try to take actionable force towards what's actually occurring, and then search within themselves, and then also search around them, and understanding that a level of situational awareness is going to be able to help you the most during this period of time. So either way, I just want to say, keep your head up, find reasons to be brave every single day, find reasons to challenge yourself every single day when it comes to being able to put love out into the world and being a better person, being a more genuine person, being a more authentic person, and at the same time, just understand that you are the change. It's always good to take a step back and see exactly why you feel the way you feel, why you do what you do, and how to have the strongest impact. So take these moments to be able to not only collect your thoughts, but also translate your thoughts in the most powerful way. And if you're going to move at all, ensure that you move with intention, ensure that you move with purpose, and ensure that you move with some level of bravery and understanding that there's still ramifications for these actions that you do. And the way that you act not only might affect you, but it also might affect people that you don't think it might affect. So these are all things that I definitely would urge anyone listening to consider, is that take any moment that you have to be able to speak amongst the people whom need to hear it the most, But at the same time, speak to yourself, because a lot of times we put so much energy into other people and we put so much energy into other things that we neglect ourselves and we neglect the strength that we have to be able to change the future. That's all I got.
10 toes down from the jump, I'll admit, push and drop, have to drop, till y'all know that I exist, and I'ma blow, and I'ma pop, y'all can't possibly depict, and I'm gonna probably take risks, and I'm gonna die before I quit.